Well, Hospital Porter's Pride and Dignity stopped the New World Order yet again. I'm at Ashbourne Avenue again, and I'm just going to walk back down. This is completely ad-libbed. I've got no notes for this particular section. I just had the urge to do a third part of my Bexleyheath UFO landing site video. It's just walking down here and just thinking about what is exactly going on here. What did go on here all those years ago, 57 years ago, in this area. Long before before you and a lot of people watching this video were alive. It just looks so normal here. It's so suburban English. I mean, really, this road, if you put me in the middle of this road and didn't tell me where I was, I could be anywhere. Every city, I think every town in Britain has a road. It looks almost exactly like this. And like I said, it's these houses are all sort of 1930s and 1940s built, so this road looked exactly the same back in 1955 as it does today. As I said, just imagine the cars are Morris Minors and other old models, and you've got it snapped to a T. Right, I'm approaching the junction with Whitfield Road now. Cross over. What did people see when they walked or drove down here on the 17th of July 1955 on that baking hot day in the middle of a heat wave? The ground shimmering, the grass all dry and parched, blazing sunshine, heat. I wonder what they saw. What did they feel like? It's just like, I'm just trying to get inside their head so I can understand how these events work in terms of culture, in terms of politics. How these bizarre happenings. Because these bizarre happenings do happen regularly and constantly, and not just UFOs, but other paranormal phenomena that suddenly emerge. Whatever it was, I don't doubt that it changed Margaret Fry's life and it made her. If Margaret Fry had not had that experience, not witnessed this thing, would she have pursued the career that she did? I doubt it. But she must have been here on that day and seen the object land here. And this is it, this is the spot. Whitfield Road. And this is Ashbourne Avenue. Again, you wouldn't believe it, would you? Clouds in the sky. And this is where it happened, on this spot here. A large circular area, completely and utterly dominating the field. Dominating this area. It's just appearing here. Did it land or did it appear or what? I'm not sure. Let's look at the ground. I'm standing where 57 years ago a UFO would have sat. I don't suppose there's any debris around, do you? Any little bits of Roswell type stuff. What's this? I found something. Could that be it? Could that be a part of the UFOs? Or no, I think it's a key ring actually. I think it's a key ring. When you think about it, this road. Let's let this gentleman past. That's it. On the motorbike. Right. When you think about it, this road must have been tarmacked a dozen times since the UFO landed here. There's no way there's going to be any debris here. It's a nice key ring, actually. If it wasn't rusty. But I wonder whether these trees were here then, because these trees are quite young. It's just a thought. There's a thought that makes me feel it's impossible. I think most of us have that side of us that doesn't believe it, that says no, and there's a part of us that always sees these kind of things happening as a kind of stories. They're just stories, and they're just fantasies, and we think about them that way, and that's how it is emotionally. But you intellectualize it and you rationalize it, and it's not a story, it is real. It's as real as anything else. As the Right Honourable Paul Hellyer MP former Defence Minister of Canada, said UFOs are as real as the aircraft that fly above your head. And the evidence for them is overwhelming that they exist. They do exist. What they are is a question we can debate. We don't know that they're extraterrestrial. We don't know what they are, but they exist. They do exist. You know, I'm actually not a believer in the classic extraterrestrial hypothesis. I don't think they're beings from. I don't think these things are necessarily nuts and bolts objects that fly from Zeta Reticuli and have found a way to break the speed of light, etc., etc. I think they may be, you know, coming more around to the ideas of John Keel, how these things maybe a bit more complicated than that. Although one thing is Keel is not a skeptic in that sense. He's a skeptic with a C, not with a K. He does conclude these things are real. They're as real as anything else. It's just, I think they teach us more about the workings of the universe rather than what lies on other planets. Not there may well be life on other planets, though. You know, I'm not denying that. I feel almost loath to leave this location. You know, it's funny. I just sit here wishing I was around then to see it. I'd be pretty old now if that happened by now. It's a beautiful day, and there's obviously it's not as hot and sticky as it was on that day in 1955, but it's still very, very warm. Right, I'm going to head off now, and as I walk away, I mean the people. I'm walking away now from the site, and the people on that day must have walked away. Margaret Fry, many others must have seen it, and they walked away, just like I'm doing now. They walked down this road and must have seen pretty much what I'm seeing right now. They may even have picked up a key ring or something like similar. And maybe they might have hacked a bit off it, you never know, or taken a nut and bolt out or something. I don't know. Well, they must have walked. What were they thinking when they walked away down this road 57 years ago on this very spot? They think, my God, I've just seen an object from outer space, just like I keep hearing about in the newsreels and reading about in the papers. My God, I've actually seen one. And then they might have got home and they might have gone about their normal business, gone down the pub, had a beer, gone home, watched Z Cars on TV, you know, read the Times reports on the Suez crisis, all these other things that people do, with all the normal things around them, gone to work the next day, and they might have, over time, without further exposure to further strangeness, high strangeness, as Laura Knight-Yadchik calls it, they may well have just come to the conclusion and thought, well, maybe I didn't see it, maybe it wasn't real. Maybe I had something, I've been inhaling something or something, you know, without knowing, or maybe, I mean, in the case of the guy in Scotland, they said he'd been accidentally poisoned by deadly nightshade. Accidental deadly nightshade poisoning. Yeah. I mean, but there may be an attempt to rationalise it away that way. I mean, skeptics with a K often rationalise away our sightings second-hand. Is it possible to rationalise away and dismiss something first-hand? I think so. To be honest, I mean, there's things that have happened to me in my life that I don't remember, and I have no recollection of them. I know what they are, but I don't remember them, and the reason is that they're pretty traumatic, and you know, and we do have selective memory. I mean, I can go in more detail in another film about my selective memory, but I mean, we do have them. Right, we're leaving Ashbourne Avenue now, and we're entering, I think this is called Hythe Avenue or something. What's it called? I don't know. It's a big bit of a main road here. Maybe by the time they turn this corner, the UFO would have been completely out of sight. It's very easy to look around at these things. The bus stop, the trees, the lamppost, the gardens, the cars and the houses. You know, Morris Minors, obviously, not modern ones. But it's very easy to look back and think, nah, that didn't happen. That can't have happened. And maybe this is how urban UFO UFO landings often go unreported and forgotten. They go unreported and forgotten not because people don't see, it's because it's not in spite of the fact they land in such normal circumstances and normal surroundings. They get forgotten because they land and they appear in such normal circumstances and normal surroundings. It's the very normality of this paranormal and supernatural and out of this world event is the very, very thing that makes people forget it, maybe. The witnesses. It's this incongruity between the two worlds. Maybe that is why we haven't got thousands of witnesses all coming forward to the newspapers. It's why we haven't got massive numbers of photographs. It's why we haven't got new headlines in the newspapers, entries into the history books. Well, I'm hanging on to my keyring anyway. It's a souvenir. Thank you for watching HPANWO TV. Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity, Stop the New World Order.